evening, everybody. Tiffany 100 Plus here with Mario. As promised, a little update after picking him up. Right, buddy? Right. Just picked him up from Southeast Veterinary Neurology. He had his 8 hours of Cytosar, aka chemotherapy, for his autoimmune MUE, meningitis encephalitis of unknown origin. It's basically what that stands for. He tolerated it well. He did well. Right? I did talk to Dr. Durr this afternoon. They were pretty busy with surgeries, but he did find time to call me and tell me that he does not believe Mario is in pain anymore in his neck, which was good news. Very good news, which means it was probably, I don't know, maybe he slept wrong or tweaked it somehow. Maybe when he was playing with Gunner or Cloud, he somehow tweaked his neck a few weeks back, and that's why he had some pain. But he said he did not notice any pain in his neck today, which is good news. He did notice, however, that he did have some delayed response in his rear left leg. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, Bubba? Come here. For anybody who's been following him for a while, that's not unusual. His rear left leg has always been kind of less strong. He's always had a little bit of ataxia in that leg since the beginning, but you know, he's been stable for a very long time. But today he said he did notice when he put him in the knuckling stance with the that leg, he didn't correct it. So he's a little bit concerned about that. I, was very honest with him, even though we were talking about like potentially getting Mario off the prednisone, and even though he's on a very, very low dose of prednisone, there was a mix-up with Publix, and when I went to refill his medication, and they said they needed to contact the hospital, and I was waiting for him to do that, and then it was a holiday, and then Publix pharmacy wasn't open, so he went, and then once it was open, we got everything figured out, and somehow Publix had 2 different accounts for Mario. So they had one that there was no refills on, and then the other one had 3 refills on it. They merged him into one, and I was able to get him his prednisone last night. But he did go a couple of days without it. And I don't know if, even though he is on such a tiny dose of only 1 milligram once a day, not having it for a couple of days, I don't know if that's what caused that issue. But I got it for him last night, and I immediately started him last night when I got home from work, and I actually gave him 1.5 milligrams. So I wanted to give him a little bit extra because he didn't have it for a couple of days to like get it in there in his system. And Dr. Durr said, yeah, that was a good idea. How about we keep him at the 1.5 till his next appointment and see how he does and see if there's any change. And then we can talk about dropping it back down again to just 1 milligram. But luckily that was all that he noticed. He said otherwise he is stable. His blood work was great. He was very happy with his very happy with everything else. Like I said, he's not in pain anymore. that back left leg knuckling and not correcting, which was a little concerning. Hopefully it was just a small setback that once, you know, he's got the pred back in his system now, that it'll improve. Hopefully, and not that it's, you know, a decline. I mean, I know we talk about this all the time. I am just blessed that he's still here. This dog was not supposed to be here. If he was in anybody else's care, he would not be here. He wasn't supposed to make it to his second birthday, quite frankly. We got him at about 1.5 years old, and at that point in time, if he didn't come to us when he did, he would not have seen his second birthday. He was, prior to us, completely splayed out on the ground, couldn't walk. They got him on some kind of medication, which helped a little bit, but then he became blind, and when he was turned over to us, he was blind. So I know every day is a blessing with him. He truly was a dog that probably wouldn't have seen his second birthday if he wasn't surrendered to our organization. And now he has been with us for over, or no, not over, but 4.5 years. So we take it day by day, step by step, and I know that every day is a gift. And I try to make every day as happy as possible for him, showing him so much love and affection. And like I said, he has a great time with Gunner and Cloud and Tanya. He's got a very special bond with Cloud. They are incredibly cute together. They snuggle. Cloud wraps his legs around him. Mario is constantly kissing Cloud's face, his ears. It's really cute. They have a very special bond. So we're gonna keep going for as long as he wants to keep going. Like I said, hopefully this is just a tiny setback caused to the state with the prescriptions and the Publix and him missing a couple doses of his pred. So we're going to keep him on 1.5 until his next appointment in 3 weeks, and then hopefully that appointment will show improvement. And then we'll make the decision from there with the help of his doctors. I don't make any decisions on my own. I defer to the people that know best. They defer to me for information about him, and then they give me the education, and we decide together what the best route is for him. That's why we decided to go back on the IV Cytosar from the shots, and it made a huge difference. I know even the doctor said, you know, there's not supposed to be a difference. It's supposed to be the same thing, just given in a different format, but it is not the same for him. He did great on the shots for a while, and then he started showing signs of decline. And as soon as we switched him back to the IV, the longer thing, and no, it sucks, it's 8 hours, he's got to have an IV catheter in, it's not the end of the world, but it was much easier for him to only be there from like 9 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon and get 4 shots. But it made a huge difference in him, health-wise. He bounced back almost immediately. Within that first week, he was prancing around again. He was playing with his bones. He was stealing bones from his brother. He was roly-poly on his beds. It made a massive difference. What'd you do, Mud? Hey. Hey, Bubbles. Come here. Let's see. I know you can't see him. Oh yes, so we're back on the IV Cytosar, which is basically chemo. He was doing much better on that, so we've decided to stay on that route for now, and we'll continue to do this until he doesn't want to do it anymore. And trust me when I say I will not let him suffer. I just won't. I made a promise to him a long time ago that he was going to live with dignity. Does it suck that he is blind? Yes, it does. But even though he has a few little setbacks, a few little bumps here and there into walls or furniture, and he still gets very nervous walking places where he's not real familiar, which I try to just keep him going in the same areas every time we go outside. When he is in his comfort zone, when he's in the living room and in his area where he knows where he is, and the dog beds are there, and the bones are there, and his siblings are there, he is like king of the castle, and he is enjoying his life and loving his life. So we will continue as long as he is like that. But with that being said, as far as us switching him back to the IV Cytosar, it is more costly than the shots by a few $100s. So it does cost our organization a lot of money to keep this boy here. So I am asking everyone who is watching to please donate what you can. $1, $5, $10, $20, whatever it is, towards his medical care and his, I should say, his ongoing medical care and his appointment today. They have to check his blood work every time to make sure that everything is good, to make sure that he is healthy enough to have the infusions. There's been a couple of times where he was not, when his white cells were just too low and they were not comfortable with administering it. One, he had to wait a week, and I think that was a downfall for him, so we don't ever want to have to do that again. And one was just a couple of days. We got him on some antibiotics and waited a couple of days, and then his white cells jumped back up, and we were able to do the Cytosar a couple of days later. But like I said, it is more costly, and there's the blood work involved. So it ends up costing our organization quite a lot of money. So if you have it and you can spare it, we would be eternally grateful for any amount of money you can spare. I have the donate button on this video. I have the links provided to donate if you don't like to donate through Facebook, the PayPal, the Cash App, the Venmo, the mailing address if you would like to mail a check. That is on there as well. Look at the little guy. You're tired. He's tired. We're heading home, buddy. We're going to get you some dinner and your prednisone, and then we're going to go snuggle, okay? So again, thank you guys so much for listening to me battle. I know these videos are not the greatest. They're a little boring. Sometimes he's not even in the video because he moves and I'm driving, so I'm sorry about that. But I appreciate you listening and listening to his story and his ongoing medical and what's going on with him, and then also having the compassion and the understanding and the want to help him by donating once again, from the bottom of my heart. Hey, Popeyes. Maybe we'll do a video prior to his next treatment. Maybe I'll jump on live one evening when we're just hanging at home and he's doing tough guy stuff in the living room, so you can see how happy he is. Right now he's quite tired. It's been a long day for him, so we're gonna get him home, get him fed, and then we're gonna snuggle in bed and watch movies. Sounds like a perfect Friday. Alright guys, thank you so much again, and if you can donate, please do. This is Tiffany with Mario 100 Plus.